Good morning, Patriots. We are approaching week 11 of my ACL post-op recovery training, and I wanted to make sure that I got this out to you. It's very important. Quadricep training. Before we're going to start doing any dynamic movement on our feet, we want to make sure that we are training the quads. We're building hypertrophy, making our muscles big, and we want to make sure we're building stability and mobility through that range. Here are 4 great exercises that you can use from an early stage level all the way to a late stage level to redevelop that strength in your legs and get yourself back into your sport. Enjoy. So for this first knee extension exercise, what I want to do is I want to work on activating my quad muscles without weight on my legs. I want to be sitting away from the edge, not over the edge, so that I'm just able to focus on my quads without activating my hip flexor muscles too much. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to start here in this position. I'm going to squeeze my quad, get to the end of my range, and I want to hold. This is called an isometric. I want my quad muscles to be pulling my kneecap up my leg, so to speak, and I don't want my toes pointed. I want just a little bit of dorsiflexion in my ankle, and I'll come back down and repeat the exercise. You can do it 10, 15, 20 reps, even 30 reps. It's going to be really unlikely that you're going to overtrain your quads. We also want to make sure that we're working isometric patterns, so we're going to hold 3 to 5 seconds, 10 seconds, even 30 seconds earlier on. You can look at some of my older videos if you want to see the very base level that I was using when I first had my ACL surgery. And that's basically it. Start with this exercise before you start moving around on your feet to make sure that your quads are supporting the different actions you do as far as moving laterally, forward, vertically. It's going to be really important that your quads are active when you are recovering from a surgery or an injury. So for this next knee extension exercise, we're going to add some resistance. You can use bands, you can use weights, but early on, especially for isometrics, we want to use a ball that has minimal resistance and that we're able to very easily control our level of force. So I like this exercise particularly because when you are training your knee extension within 60 to 90 degrees, there is no strain on your ACL at all. This is really important because it helps to protect your ACL in the early stage, mid stage, wherever you're at right now, and then as we graduate into the later stage. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to sit right here. You can see I'm at 90 degrees right now, so I'm going to move just to about 80 degrees and start applying some pressure into that ball. Again, we're looking at isometrics, so timed resistance. 10 seconds, 20 seconds, 30 seconds. We can hold this ball. What I'm doing is I'm just pinning it against the wall. I can feel a lot of tension in my quad. I even feel a little bit of soreness in my knee. That's okay, as long as it's not debilitating. That's basically it. For our third exercise, we're going to be moving into front squat with elevated heels. In my last video, I talked about the importance of doing a front squat properly and without pain before you move into your single leg squats. This is a great way to work on quad function and quad hypertrophy by changing the angle that your feet are at. So if you just move over to a place where you can have a change in level, you can see this board is a little bit higher than the floor. So I'm just going to step off the edge right here. I want to make sure my toes are out. And every time I squat, I always want my knees going to the outside of my hips. I never want my knees coming in when I squat. Okay, you can do it with weight. You can do it with a very light resistance. But today I'm just going to do it with my body weight. So I keep my hands in front of me, good chest posture, abs tight, and I'm going to sit and really push my knees out. Okay, as I hold this position, I can feel that my quads are tense. I'm putting a lot of work in. I want to hold, come back up. And again, we're talking about using isometrics to redevelop stability in your muscles. So don't rush, take your time. On good posture. Make sure you're squeezing your glutes and getting that good strong plank position at the top. And then when we bend our knees and set our hips back, we're still keeping our abs tight, big chest. And again, I'm pushing my hips back. I'm not letting my knees crash forward over my toes. And that's pretty much it. For the last exercise for today, we're gonna be focusing on step downs. Step downs are a great way to develop control in your quadriceps and to make sure that you're building muscle mass and stability in your joints. So I'm gonna step onto this couple of plates that I have here. You wanna start at a lower elevation as far as where you start before you work into moving deeper into your step down. So I'll start from up here. The easiest one to start with, and especially early stage, mid stage, if don't feel comfortable or confident, you want to start with this one first. So I'm going to keep the working leg up on the plates, and I'm going to take my other leg and I'm just going to step down. Okay, and then when I come back up, I'm driving through the heel of the working leg, and I'm doing my best to keep all my weight and all the work really in that leg that's on the plates. Okay, I do this every day, 20, 25, 30 reps on each leg. All right, the second way that we can do this, I'm gonna switch to my other leg just so I have a little more room here, is we can step off to the side. So now my working leg is gonna have to let my knee come forward just a little bit more, but still the same basic concept. I'm keeping the leg on the plate working. I'm gonna step down, sitting my butt back, and then coming up. This is a really great way to get a lot of reps in, get that quad really active and working hard. And again, hypertrophy or building muscle mass in the quads is going to be very helpful for your return to your sport. And then lastly, we'll go to the more advanced one, and this is the one that I've started getting into now that we are in week 11. I think week 11 actually starts tomorrow. But so I'm going to step to the edge right here, and now we're going forward. So I'm going to bring my foot out in front of me. I'm going to still sit my hip back, touch my heel to the ground, come right back up. Again, the quad, the leg that is on the plate is the one that's doing the work. I don't even put much weight to that foot that's going to the ground. And I'm really just trying to burn my quads and burn my glutes. Okay, we want to go nice and slow down. If you want to come up a little faster, that's fine. But the emphasis is going to be on moving down in a very slow motion. If you love our channel and you love our content, don't forget to like and subscribe for more of our awesome training videos. We teach recovery, we teach jiu-jitsu, we teach self-defense, and we teach people how to enjoy being in a sport where we are practicing putting each other to death.